Agnes Stewart 8th graders, and we'd like to welcome our virtual audience, any parents or family members that might be joining us. We're excited to be gathered together today to celebrate the class of 2026. Let's give a round of applause. Right? So this has been probably the most unique middle school experience that any Agnes Stewart Middle School students from the last 25 years have ever had. And so we appreciate all of your hard work, all of the efforts that you guys have made through all of the different iterations and methods of instruction that you've had, starting out 6th grade in a fairly normal fashion, and then things changed pretty quickly. And so it really is just a testament to your resilience and your strength. You're a phenomenal group of young people. We look forward to seeing just the incredible things that you guys accomplish in high school and beyond. So thanks for being part of our Wolf Pack, and we're excited to celebrate you today. So the way that things will go today is we have a couple of students that are going to be giving speeches today. So just as a reminder, just make sure that you're silent during those speeches and then applaud afterwards. We have 4 student speeches that will be given, and then we'll have some awards by different staff members, and then we'll have the presentation of certificates. So we'll first hear from our students. We'll start with Serenity Peel, and then Riley Linus, Orquídea Lopez, and then Carly Aroma will be our last student to give a speech. So we'll turn the time over to Serenity. Come on up. Right here.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller. Hello, everybody. My name's Serenity, and I'm so honored to be picked to come talk in front of all of you. They either did it because it's a good speech, or it's so ridiculous I'm going to embarrass myself. Might be a little bit of both. This is literally our last day of middle school. I mean, that's great, right? Like, yeah. Now it's time to sit back and do nothing all summer, because we're fun. I mean, 3 years of middle school, and they definitely were not easy for anyone, not just us, but our teachers and our family. But we made it through, and now we're moving on. None of us know what the future holds, but I'm excited. Are you guys? Most of us have known each other from elementary school. They are a big part of our life, and we are going to bring them with us to high school, literally or mentally. You might be stuck with them for 4 more years. Who knows? Or you could be saying goodbye. Doesn't mean that they didn't make an impact, because I promise they did. Some of us are ready while others are terrified, but we got this, guys. We went through a pandemic. We dealt with many losses and close calls. But those of us here today are going to live their best life for those who can't. We are about to be held to higher standards in high school, so some of us have to grow up. Others, on the other hand, can loosen up a bit. They know who I'm talking to. Our 8th grade year has hopefully been a good year. We got to finish middle school in person. We got to get our hearts broken, learn, make new friends, and probably lose them. But all those things have made us better and stronger people. Those memories and lessons are what's gonna get us past high school. Isn't it so cool thinking about that? Like, guys, we're going to high school. That's crazy. It's gonna be great, guys. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble. It means a lot to be up here. I mean, school is all about stepping out of our comfort zone. I truthfully do not favor speaking in front of the entire class of 2026 and their parents. That was me stepping out of my comfort zone. I couldn't have done that without the support of my friends, family, and teachers. I love you all. I love the memories we have made. Now time to make more. Starting with the fact that it's time to celebrate. So let's celebrate, because this might be the last we see each other.
Okay, I'm going to try my best now. I first off want to thank all my friends and teachers that helped me get through this year. It was kind of difficult, gonna be honest. And I'm going to start off. I'm not going to say that our middle school experience was a walk in the park, because we all know it wasn't. This year was our last year of middle school. We were lucky to spend it in real life with each other, even if we wore masks the first half, which was probably really difficult for some of the teachers. But you have to admit, we all missed having silly crushes, ridiculous drama, and actually face-to-face making friends and not like actually knowing what they look like. Today might be the last day some of us see each other because of the 2 different high schools or just moving. Oh my gosh, I lost my place. Oh my gosh. But we still might see each other in public, even if it's just a quick hello or maybe just a really awkward glance. We all gotta admit, we don't like those. In the end, I had a pretty good year with all of you, even if it was like my first year here, and well, my only. Let's just have a really fun day and go home and have a really great summer and not have to wake up early, hopefully.
Good morning. This year was a good year. We have been through a lot since 6th grade. With COVID and online, we have crossed the bridge of middle school and now we're going to high school. Some of us will be separated, but don't let that put us down. Enjoy the last day of middle school with our friends. Always remember to keep going and to reach our goals, but always remember to have fun with our friends.
Good morning, class of 2026. Moving on from the 8th grade is probably one of the easiest and most difficult things to ever experience. Some people find moving into high school difficult, while some find it easy. The people who find it difficult found comfort and safety in this building. The people who find moving on easy probably don't share that same comfort and safety. They either made some dumb mistakes themselves or are victim to someone else's dumb mistakes. What's important is not taking those dumb mistakes with us to high school. I truly think everyone in my grade has the ability to make good decisions. The kind of person you are can be based upon your actions. I've made some bad decisions myself this year, but I'm using my actions to learn and grow from. I'm not taking my dumb mistakes with me to high school. What I am taking to high school is my good decisions and memories. It's important to cherish our memories from this school because moving on it will be a lot more serious. My older sister is always sitting in her room doing homework. That might just be her way of avoiding me. But I think that's a way to tell that high school is a lot more work and you have to be a lot more serious. My advice is to find the right times to have fun and be serious when you need to. I wanted to take a moment to recognize some of the amazing influence at this school, the kind of people that gave us the influence to succeed in the game of life, the kind of people who influence us to not make dumb mistakes. I'll start off with Mr. Schutte. He's one of the most amazing math teachers you could ever find, but that's not my point. When you walk into Mr. Schutte's room, you not only learn math, but you also learn how to behave in life. Well, he may teach you the quadratic formula, the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Don't forget to divide by 2a. He also teaches you skills to succeed in life. Mr. Schutte is that teacher that acts like he doesn't care, but in reality he cares about most of his students. He's that teacher that makes fun of you or calls you a loser, but deep down he cares. In his class, I didn't realize I was learning until I got 100% on a quiz a week later. I think my peers and I that listen to life lessons with Schutte will do fine in high school. Thank you, Mr. Schutte. Miss Utt. Miss Utt is that serious but funny teacher we all need. She's always there to put me in my place. My favorite thing about Miss Utt is seeing the unique ways of teaching she comes up with. She inspires me to work hard when I don't want to work at all. She's the one who recommended I speak at this celebration, so thank you for believing in me. I want to thank Miss Utt for pushing her students to do more than they think they're capable of. Thank you, Miss Utt. Lastly, I'd like to thank all the staff here at ASMS. You've all helped my peers and I in some way. My advice to my peers is to make good choices. Think about life lessons with Schutte if you have to.
Thank you. That's just a sample, I think, of some of our amazing students. Thanks for being brave enough and having the courage to share those thoughts with us. We appreciate it. All right, we have a couple of awards that we're going to be giving out. First off, I have some awards that come from Mrs. Kokel. Mrs. Kokel works in our library, and she really wanted to recognize the 8th grade students that work in there with her that she has really depended on and has been so feels just so lucky to work with. And so she wanted to recognize, and as you hear your name, if you can come up and again just kind of come across the stage, I have some Amazon gift cards. She would prefer for you to use those to buy a book on Amazon. That's how the company started, actually, if you remember that. But you can, of course, get whatever you'd like. So she'd like to recognize Michael Hand for being dependable and energetic. So Michael, if you're here, if you want to come on up. She'd also like to recognize Sean Wurst for being responsible, organized, and creative. And Katie Collins for being dependable and creative and artistic. And then finally, Will Wallace, also for being responsible, creative, and all of their help. Thanks, Tom. Nice job, buddy. Appreciate you. You're awesome. All right. We got some hand sanitizer going on, right? Nice job. Congratulations. Well, this is for you, for Miss Coco. All right. So now we'll have a couple other awards. We're going to first have some awards in recognition for Mr. Weber, and then Mrs. Jimenez, and then our counselors.
Hello, 8th grade. I had a good amount of you, most of you 6th graders. I wanted to echo what people said earlier. The way you had to go through middle school is something I wanted to stop and recognize. Mr. Holt, I don't know if I have my pile of awards, so I don't know where those are at. Somewhere? No. Do we have? Quickly, I just wanted to recognize students who were kind to 6th graders, were kind to 7th graders, really put work in, and students who I think just really took this seriously and approached it the way they needed to, so thank you. First, I want to recognize Hunter Murphy. Coming up here, Hunter Murphy. I don't have any sort of printout. Hunter is somebody, come over here, Hunter, thank you quickly. Hunter is somebody who I think really dealt with challenges and approached them and took school seriously, and I wanted to stop and recognize that. Thank you for the work that you did in Dreamcatchers. Thank you for the work you did in my class. Thank you for putting in your time and really putting your work in. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Well done. Secondly, I'd like to recognize Andrew Mudd. Andrew Mudd to the stage, please. Andrew Mudd is the sort of kid who I think should be held back because he is so kind and such a positive force for our school that, if I wish I could have some more Andrew Mudd. We'll have to get by with them going off to high school. Thank you, Mr. Mudd. Well done. Let's see. Last one. Tony, please approach the stage. Cody can come up here too. Tony, I said Tony, but Cody can come up as well. Come on up, Tony. Come on up, Cody. Let's go, Cody. I had these two students in my block. Cody I wanted to recognize because I think for all of you this was a challenge, right, to not be in the building. I think Cody especially took that seriously, put his work in, and did what he was supposed to. So I wanted to take a second to recognize Cody. Cody, thank you. Well done. You're a kind young man. I'm glad to be your teacher.
Mr. Weber.
Tony, I have brought up here because I think he was a distraction to the girls in my class for a while there. I also appreciated that I think over the course of 6th grade, I talked to Mrs. Oakley about this. This was a 6th grade group that we thought would really be able to figure it out as 8th graders. 7th grade's going to be hard. 8th grade, they're going to start to figure it out. I wanted to recognize these students. I wanted to recognize you as a group entirely because you didn't have the support in place to figure it out as 7th graders, right? You had to do school from home. And then as 8th graders, right, you had to kind of just jump into it and get going. And so I think over the course of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, Mr. Romero represents a really good example of the students who in 6th grade were 6th graders and were acting like 6th graders. And my hope is that Tony is a really good example of the students who are going to have it figured out by the time they get into high school and get going. So, Tony, well done. Old man handshake. Thank you for your work. Nicely done.
No, do I do it? All right.
Mrs. Jimenez, the floor is yours. Thank you. Well done, 8th grade. I'm super proud of each and every one of you.
Alrighty, class of 2026, congratulations, you did it today, and I hope to see you guys in 4 years at your graduation as well. So as some of you guys know, I teach 2 subjects, English language development, and I also teach Spanish. Some of you guys who have been in my Spanish class, when I start talking in Spanish, you're like, what? I don't know what you're saying. So some of my students in English language development might feel the same way in their core classes or in other classes as well. And I would like to recognize 2 students who have been in the ELD program since kindergarten, so that's 8+ years. And they passed the ELPA test this year, which is a state test similar to the test that you take in science, math, English, writing. So I would like to recognize our 2 bilingual students out of many of you. Antonio Romero for exiting the program and showing, successfully demonstrating English language proficiency. As well as Samuel Carlos Franco. Congratulations, and remember, bilingual is a superpower, so I hope to see many of you speaking more than 2 languages. Congratulations. Another copy. And counselors?
Good morning. The counseling department would like to recognize some students who really advocated and educated the entire school this year. And we really appreciate your leadership and value the time that you put into making sure that some marginalized populations got recognized. So those students are Ash Lowe. You can come up. P. Karis Gabuya. And B. Ansa. Thank you for your advocacy and for, like I said, educating your peers.
All right, thank you for that recognition. And again, that's just a few examples, I think, of our incredible kids that we have here at Agnes Stewart Middle School. All right, now is the time for the presentation of our certificates. So we'll have groups come up by class, and we'll be presenting you with your certificates. So again, you'll just walk up these steps. I'll be in front of this little whatever this is here, podium, and we'll shake your hands and you'll move back this way and back to your seats. So let's see, who are we starting with here?
We're starting with Reed's class.
Mrs. Reed's class.
Okay, so our first student will be Madison Federico. Angelin Alfaro Hernandez. Oliver Burke. Corey Castellanos Cardenas. Jaden Cobb. Caitlin Collins. Katie Lynn, sorry. Emily Fetters. Gracie Flesher. Luis Flores. Lupita Hernandez. Wyatt Hillsbury. Cole Lewis. Madeline McGee. Emily Melton. Hunter Murphy. Bridget Nault. Ty Wynn. Barbara Ortiz Aguilar. Serenity Peel. Esbedy Perez Gonzalez. Dax Pinnock. Ava Pollock. Cortez Price. Jordan Richardson. Rose Riley. Caleb Sanchez. Emily Sifke. Trinity Smead. Cheyenne Spicer. Lydia Steiner. Carlos Vila. Ezra Herrera Hernandez. Esdras. Jude Oren Turner. Duran Reyes. Esteban Avila Rodriguez. Saul Baez Reyes. Cody Banyas. Trinity Bunch. Malachi Barish. Jasmine Fusion. Seth Huss. Orcadia Lopez. Antonio Romero. Taven Smith.
Yeah.
Jasmine Torres Lima. Russ Parkins.
Where are we at? Oh.
Isabella Bravo. Elizabeth Calhoun. Evan Glazier. Jillian Willis. Brielle Zedek. B. Anza. Josh Balam. Yuretsi Kobian. Erica Corona Gonzalez. Mason Elliott. Isaac Enciso Gonzalez. Angela Garcia. Elizabeth Hansen. Logan Hardwick. Elijah Hendrickson. Carmen Kaiser. Taven Kuhn. Ash Lowe. Riley Linus. Gabriela Mardueno. Parker Noble. Rylin Reitberger. Serenity Rio.
Good catch.
Ethan Swan. Atticus Tryon. Eduardo Vargas. Isaiah Buck Lacados. Carly Castellanos Cardenas. Patience Coleman. Colton Kennard. Cooper Crawford. Jacob Durgan. Aubrey Fay. Phi. Revan Garnero. Luis Gonzalez. Ari Gordon. Eli Hayden. Jordan Hernandez. Weston Hosford. Narek Haracha Conchola. Adeline Kuhn. Ryan Letzum.
Ready. Low share, right?
Brady Loser. Mackenzie Lights. Litz. Lillian Osmond Divine. Landon Perot. Hayden Casada Romero. Garrett Ross. Rogan Rust. Valeria Sereno Garcia. Caden Stallcup. Gavin Alston. Nick Avalos. Jordan Barr. Addison Coble. Aisha Cohen. Braden Crew. Samantha De Silva. Caleb Dubell. Kylie Dubell. P. Karis Gabuya. Royce Huntoon. Tristan Jacobs. Natalie Jones. Lainey Lister. Urim Martinez. Benicio Perez. Carter Pintarelli. Jordan Prachu. Jack Sperry. Kiana Stone. Charlotte Elizabeth Subin. Alejandro Torres Montez. Paxton Tweed. Will Wallace. Evie Woodward. Sean Wurst. Carly Yoroma. Nevaeh Anderson Kennedy. Brandon Clark. Jordan Clemens. Kalani Cullen. Gabriel Garcia. Quentin Garcia. Cassidy Hayden. Michael Hand. Clayton Hillsbury. Day Ireland. Chase Jensen. Brady Morsonet. Legion Moten. Andrew Mudd. Nevaeh Northcutt Williams. Eddie Joe Ostrander. Daniela Santizo Roblero. Lord.
Is it Wiley or Willie?
Levi Willie. Avea Amada.
Right?
Alina Arzaga. Josh Campbell. Samuel Carlos Franco. Eli Concepcion. Matthew Escobar. Dante Ferguson Schneider. Jacoby Gerdrum.
Gerdrum.
Amaya Golovson. Jonathan Hack Hammond.
Ruby.
Gabriela Hernandez. Jolene Kakuska. Leslie Lagarda Pacheco. Caden Lee. Bailey Love. Isabella Navarat. Austin Nielsen.
Oh, sorry.
Michael Nisbet. Emma Patrick Busby. Guillermo Paleo.
Palayo.
Jonas Rasmussen. Isaiah Rodriguez. Hunter Shannon. Ariana Vega Diaz. Ruby Gonzalez Barboza. All right, let's hear it for the class of 2026.
throw your caps, if only, right? All right, we want to thank you again for all of the work that you've done over the last 3 years. This is just the beginning, right? This isn't the end. It's just the beginning of all that lies ahead of you for your future. We look forward to seeing you and all the different things that you'll be involved in at the high school, and hope to see you 4 years from now walking across another stage getting your high school diploma. So thank you for joining us, and let's give it up one more time for the class of 2026. We'd like to thank those that have joined us virtually, and have a wonderful rest of your day.